Glass was born from the power of fire and the extreme purity of sand, and its beauty was mastered during more than a century of glassmaking. Saverglass glass mainly comprises extremely pure sand, soda, and lime, 95%. The remaining 5% of ingredients also play a major role in the glassmaking process. They will affect the mechanical, chemical, and optical characteristics and will change the melting and refining characteristics. Glass is the only recyclable packaging material that is infinitely and 100% recyclable, a truly eco-friendly material. All these carefully measured raw materials are transported on a conveyor belt to the mixers to obtain a homogeneous batch. Cullet, which is the recycled glass sorted out from production, is added to the batch when it leaves the mixers. The use of cullet therefore saves energy and raw materials. The batch is then put into the pot furnace. The melting temperature of 1,500 degrees centigrade allows the different elements to blend and amalgamate to become a homogeneous, viscous mass. The molten glass is then transported through distribution channels called feeders. The feeders form a glass ball called a gob of melted glass. Its shape and weight is strictly calibrated and varies according to the type of production and capacity of the container, from 35 grams for a flask to 5 kilograms for a Methuselah bottle. The gob is precisely cut to feed the IS or forming machine. Today, automatic production guarantees optimal and standardized quality. The forming consists of shaping the gob with 2 sets of molds, using a metal rod or compressed air to create hollow glass. This procedure involves 2 consecutive steps. The molten glass gob is formed into a preliminary shape with the final opening of the bottle by blowing or pressing. This rough form is then transferred into a finishing mold, into which compressed air is blown, giving the blank shape its final bottle or flask shape. A heat treatment is applied to the finished product to ensure solidity. The bottles are reheated to 560 degrees centigrade and allowed to heat soak until the temperature is even throughout, so that the stresses in the glass are relieved. The glass is then annealed in a leer and removed at around 150 degrees centigrade. The amount of time in the annealing leer varies depending on the production speed, between an hour and a half to 4 hours. After exiting the leer, the bottles are put through a cold treatment, which is complementary to the heat treatment. This increases the friction coefficient of the glass and thus limits the possibility of scuffing. It also facilitates transportation of bottles on conveyor belts and bottling lines. Each bottle is inspected individually. Saverglass checks each parameter with the help of automated visual control tools that verify the diameter of the through-bore of the bottle, the overall dimensions, the thickness of the glass, and detect brittleness or possible defects. The Saverglass Quality Charter is applied in every group plant with the same degree of precision for all its products. These multiple controls ensure safe use for the bottler and end customer. Any bottle that does not meet these standards is destroyed and recycled. Prior to shipping, the bottles are stacked onto a pallet and covered with a thick shrink wrap that protects the products during handling, shipping, and storage. The location of each of our production sites promotes flexibility and prioritizes ocean transport. The merchandise can be transferred quickly from one site to another for logistical purposes, for the decoration process at the same production sites of Fouquier or Arc, or to the Saverplus subsidiary in Coulommiers, which specializes in acid etching and frosting. For the same reason, Saverglass has ensured that its newest glass plant in Ras Al Khaimah in the United Arab Emirates is geographically and strategically located to efficiently service the vineyards of South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. With 3 plants in France and 1 in the Emirates, Saverglass produces 620 million bottles each year and generates 45% of its revenue from exports to more than 80 countries using a network of 13 international subsidiaries. Saverglass is the preferred partner of premium brands in the spirits and wine and perfume segments worldwide.